The lights were blinding, the audience was buzzing, and the cameras were already rolling when Aldo 4 leaned in with that signature smile of his. Everyone knew that something big was coming. After all, this wasn't just another interview. This was Yaman's first live TV appearance in months, and Aldo, known for pushing emotional boundaries, wasn't going to waste the opportunity. The audience fell silent as Aldo asked the one question everyone had been waiting to hear for years. "Can," he said, pausing dramatically, "have you forgotten Demet?" The crowd gasped. Even Aldo's co-host glanced at him in shock. It was a bold move, and one that could have gone very wrong. But Aldo knew exactly what he was doing. Because when it comes to Yaman and Demet Özdemir, the world still hasn't moved on. Can's expression changed instantly. For a brief moment, that confident actor known for his composure and charisma seemed caught off guard. He looked down, took a deep breath, and smiled, the kind of smile that hides more than it reveals. The audience waited, breathless. And then, Can said something that no one expected. "Some people," he began, "you don't forget. You just learn to live with the memories." The studio went completely silent. Cameras zoomed in on his face, capturing every flicker of emotion. Aldo tried to speak, but even he was momentarily speechless. It was rare for Can to speak about Demet, especially on live television, and the raw honesty in his voice was unmistakable. Within minutes, that single clip began to circulate across social media. Fans flooded Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Hashtags like #CanYamanConfession and #CanAndDemet started trending worldwide. Viewers replayed the moment over and over again, analyzing every word, every glance, every pause. But to understand why his answer hit so hard, we have to go back to where it all began. Yaman and Demet Özdemir first met on the set of Turkish, a series that would change both of their lives forever. Their on-screen chemistry was undeniable, but it was the off-screen connection that captured the hearts of millions. Fans saw something real, something that went beyond the script. They laughed together, teased each other, and seemed to share a bond that couldn't be faked. But as their fame grew, so did the pressure. The constant attention, the rumors, the media frenzy, it all became too much. They chose silence, distance, and eventually, separate paths. Can moved to Italy to pursue international projects, while Demet stayed in Turkey, focusing on her acting career. For years, neither of them mentioned the other by name. It was as if they had both agreed to lock that chapter away. Until now. During the live interview, Aldo sensed the shift. He could tell Can's words came from a place of truth, not rehearsed media polish. "So," Aldo pressed gently, "you still think about her?" Can smiled again, this time softer. "I think about that time," he said. "Not just her, but who I was then. Everything was simpler. It was before all of this," he gestured to the studio lights, the fame, the chaos. "Before the world started watching." It wasn't a direct answer, but everyone in the room knew what he meant. For years, fans had speculated that Can's move to Italy was his way of starting fresh, leaving behind the noise and the heartbreak. But his confession revealed something deeper. He hadn't left to forget, but to find peace. Aldo nodded, clearly moved. "You know," he said, "sometimes the people who make us feel the most alive are also the ones we can't stay close to." Can chuckled lightly. "Yes. But life has a strange way of bringing you face to face with what you thought you'd left behind." That line sent shockwaves through the fandom. Within hours, fans began sharing old clips of Can and Demet, interviews from their Turkish days, and behind-the-scenes moments that had once felt innocent, now carrying new meaning. Comments poured in. "He still loves her. You can see it in his eyes. He never said her name, but you know he's talking about her. This isn't over. It never was." Later in the show, Aldo tried to lighten the mood, but the emotional weight lingered. He asked, "If you could tell your younger self one thing from that time, what would it be?" Can paused, thinking carefully. "I'd tell him to slow down. To appreciate what's in front of him before it's gone." Aldo smiled. Are you talking about your career or something else? Can's smile turned bittersweet. Maybe both, he said quietly. That was the moment everyone knew, this wasn't a scripted confession. It was real. By the next morning, every entertainment outlet in Turkey and Italy had picked up the story. Headlines read: Yaman finally opens up about Demet Özdemir. Live TV confession sends fans into frenzy. Yaman's emotional words break the internet. Even international media picked it up. Italian magazines called it una confessione inaspettata, an unexpected confession. Talk shows replayed the clip, and fans dissected it frame by frame, searching for hidden meaning. Meanwhile, Demet Özdemir herself stayed silent. But her fans noticed that the morning after the broadcast, she posted a photo on Instagram, a black and white shot of a sunrise with the caption, "Time reveals everything." That single post got over 1 million likes within hours. Coincidence? Maybe. But fans didn't think so. Behind the scenes, sources close to both stars claimed that Can and Demet had recently started communicating again. Nothing romantic, they said, just messages of support, small gestures of kindness. But even that was enough to ignite hope in the hearts of fans who had been waiting for years to see them reconnect. Aldo later commented about the interview in a podcast, saying, "You could feel that something shifted in him when I mentioned her. His tone changed. That's not acting, that's emotion." He added with a laugh, "I didn't expect him to go that deep, honestly. But I'm glad he did." It showed a side of Yaman that people rarely get to see, vulnerable, real, and human. In the days that followed, the internet was flooded with edits, fan videos, and emotional tributes. Older Kensi cuss clips trended again. New viewers discovered their love story for the first time, while longtime fans felt like they were reliving something they never got closure from. And through it all, Ken stayed silent. He didn't post anything, didn't respond to the media frenzy. But that silence only made his confession echo louder. Some fans even began speculating that the two might meet again, especially since both are set to attend a major industry gala in Istanbul next month. If they meet again, one fan wrote, "It won't just be a reunion. It'll be history repeating itself." But what made this confession so powerful wasn't just the nostalgia. It was the truth behind his words, that sometimes, no matter how far you go or how much you achieve, there's a part of your past that never leaves you. When Aldo replayed the clip at the end of the show, you could see it, the mix of pride, pain, and longing in Can's eyes. He wasn't talking about a lost love in a dramatic way. He was talking like someone who had lived it, lost it, and learned from it. In his final moments on the show, Aldo thanked him for his honesty. Can simply nodded and said, "It's funny how one question can take you back years. I thought I had moved on completely. But some people stay with you, even when you don't realize it." The audience applauded. Some even wiped away tears. It was a rare moment of raw emotion in a world of scripted celebrity interviews. By the time the show ended, the internet had already crowned it one of the most unforgettable moments of Yaman's career. But perhaps the most touching part wasn't what he said, it was what he didn't say. The pauses, the look in his eyes, the quiet between his words, all spoke volumes. Fans summed it up perfectly in one viral tweet. He never said her name. But his heart did. And maybe, after all these years, that's the confession the world needed to hear.